What's going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, Voice of Autism, episode 153. Mm-hmm. And yes, if you guys have not watched my video blog, my room does look different because I did the remodeling. But yeah, everything is different now in my room. I did not do remodel, I did rearranging to be more correct. But yeah. Now, you already know it was a little bit of a rough week for me, so I don't have to say any more from there. But yeah, but in the video vlog, I did mention that I had an ideal for something interesting and new, and seeing it, I just that interesting and new that I might add to my live stream what it on my mind. It won't be every live stream. I'll do it whenever I feel like it in my live stream. So, yeah. But I think it's probably a good idea to do what I'm thinking about right now. Now, the thing that I'm thinking of right now is actually getting my hair cut. It's starting to get long and I'm trying to keep it out of my hair. Or not my hair, but my eyes. But, yeah. Like, I've not gotten my hair cut in almost 3 months now. Or technically, it would be over 3 months. And it because of the pandemic, so yeah. But that on my mind for right now. And another thing that was on my mind, and probably still a little bit, might talk about it in Netflix live stream, is tiny houses. So yeah, that'll probably be next week one. But it's crazy. Also, me and my lovely fiance Valeria are doing great. If you guys want to go to her YouTube channel, the link to her YouTube channel down in the description down below. If you guys want to go to her YouTube channel. But yeah, and I'm just gonna bring it up that part on what my mind will probably it'll probably be around 1 to 10 minutes long, depending on what I'm thinking about. So yeah, that's a bit interesting. But now start getting to the articles and stuff. And just something I found interesting. And it's from almost a year ago, I'll be honest. Just gotta wait to bring it up because I've been running a little slow lately. But yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Just the first one that I found very interesting when I read it. But yeah. Now I'll tell you how I feel about it by toward the end of it. But yeah.
She was born on August 29, 1947. At the age of 2, she was diagnosed with autism. She would be labeled brain damaged, and her doctors would suggest that she be placed in a long-term care facility. Many children in the early 1950s with that diagnosis were institutionalized. Her mother instead took her to a neurologist who proposed a course of speech therapy. She did not talk until she was 3.5 years old. But her parents never gave up on her. They were able to afford a caregiver and a private school with sympathetic staff who were able to work with her and help her from retreating into a corner, as children with autism prefer. Autism affects the areas of the brain that direct abstract thought, language, and social interaction, and she displayed the classic symptoms of the condition in her earliest years. She spoke little, did not like to be held or touched, and was prone to dissolve into raging temper tantrums when provoked. When she was able to attend school, she was teased and bullied. But she never gave up, saying, "I am different, not less." She became interested in horses, electronics, and model rockets, and a science teacher would inspire her. She would say, "I don't want my thoughts to die with me, I want to have done something. I'm not interested in power or piles of money. I want to leave something behind. I want to make a positive contribution, know that my life has meaning." In 2010, Temple Grandin would be listed in the Time 100 list of the 100 most influential people in the world in the Heroes category. An activist with autism, she created the Hug Box, a device to calm children with autism. An American doctor of animal science, professor at Colorado State University, best-selling author, and consultant to the livestock industry on animal behavior, she received an award in the Visionary category from the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Today, half the cattle in the United States are handled in facilities she has designed. As an animal rights activist, she has talked widely about her first-hand experiences of the anxiety of feeling threatened by everything in her surroundings, and of being dismissed and feared, which motivates her work in humane treatment of livestock, saying, "Nature is cruel, but we don't have to be." She co-authored Animals Make Us Human, Creating the Best Life for Animals, which was included in the bestseller list of the New York Times.
Train going by.
In 2010, a movie simply titled Temple Grandin premiered on HBO. The film, starring Claire Danes, won several awards, including 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, and Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild Prizes for Danes. Temple Grandin continues to inspire many, sharing her message about differently abled brains. According to her website, the number of children diagnosed with autism continues to rise nationally, with 1 in 59 U.S. children identified with an autism spectrum disorder, ASD. She said, "I had people in my life who didn't give up on me, my mother, my aunt, my science teacher. I had one-on-one speech therapy. I had a nanny who spent all day playing turn-taking games with me." She added, "My advice is, you always have to keep persevering."
That I do find motivational to that. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit with Nick Temple Grandin because there are some stuff that she does. She got the, she actually got the autistic community ticked off a couple of times. Her own community. Sometimes heroes can also do the horrible job. And that can be very true, but people don't realize. Because sometimes hero can do them bad stuff too. If you guys know what I mean. It's just something that people don't realize. And yet a train is going by right now. But Temple Grandin did get her community ticked off. And the community do feel betrayed. And if I would them instead of use autism, I would use autistic. The only reason why I use autism is to get people who think they know what it is to come in and to watch from an autistic person. It's exactly like reverse psychology, if you guys know what I mean. But and for people who are smart enough to know, Crudo, what I agree with. But yeah. But most people don't realize that, if you know what I mean. But she did get her own community ticked off. And that I'm not going to lie about. But yeah. And I understand how a lot of people feel about her right now. But, so, and with that one change she did, that's the reason why the community was a little bit aggravated in a way, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah, let's get to the next article.
Update on a spectrum of possibilities. I have ran this page since February 2018, and when I was active, it was gaining about 100 likes a day. However, over the past 6 to 10 months, I have been a lot less into it due to developing a different view on what its priorities should be, as well as going off the puzzle piece in the name, but being unable to find a new meaning, as well as a replacement name and decision. Today, I finally made a decision. As part of my role at the LAI started on Monday, I am on the steering group of the Northwest Send Participation Network, making sure the views of neurodivergent and disabled children, young people, and adults are heard and the right actions are taken based on them.
Mm-hmm.
This has inspired me, and I am going to be completely redesigning the page and using it as a platform to 1. Share the best resources, work, and practice that has been developed by disabled and neurodivergent people, which can be used by professionals to make a positive difference. 2. Share the best resources, work, and practice from professionals that has been adequately co-produced. 3. Enable people to submit resources, work, and practice to be reviewed by a scrutiny committee to possibly get it to a high standard, then posted both on the page and on a website which will be built.
Mm-hmm.
This is still in very early stages, but I am really excited to see what happens next and really hope it has a big impact. Just wanted to share an update with you all. Any feedback, suggestions on this would be very welcome.
That was from a fellow autistic from almost 2 years ago. If you guys know what I mean. Or technically more, it's like over a year ago. But yeah, it's crazy. But I do think it's kind of good. Or at least not kind of good. That is good, if you know what I mean. But yeah. But the thing is that sorry, I had to dress. I'm still waking up from having a little bit of a hard time sleeping last night, so yeah. But it's something I'll be on it about. To kick the bottom of my chain out. Saying that autistic, we think differently. We sometimes have different opinions and all of that. But yeah, that's something that we think about. If you guys know what I mean. Even my fiance Val, she thinks differently. We all do. And that we're all human. So yeah. But it's just crazy. Because I do think of a lot of stuff on my mind. If you guys can remember. But yeah. And look, that hair starting to come down to my eye. So what I said on my mind earlier, yes, I do need my hair cut. But it's something that I think time to do. I might try to get my hair cut later on this week. Or if I get a chance sometime next week, I will. Because they'll come back down October 4th. And would have this cut before she get back down. You know? Because it is time for me to get my hair cut anyway. So yeah. but it is time to get it cut. But yeah, yeah, I am a little tired, a little bit too. But yeah, now we got something that it kind of infuriating that happened to an autistic. It's shit that does happen to a lot, you know. And I'm they going to bring up they happen to a white boy, but they are not talking about all new, and it should be talked about.
Police shoot 13-year-old boy with autism after mother calls for help. By Caitlin O'Kane. September 8, 2020, 10:21 a.m. CBS News. A 13-year-old boy with autism is recovering after being shot by police in Glendale, Utah on Friday night, CBS affiliate KUTV reports. The boy, Lyndon Cameron, is still in the hospital after suffering injuries to his shoulder, both ankles, intestine, and bladder, his mother told KUTV in an interview Sunday. Golda Barton said she called police and asked for a crisis intervention team because her son was having a mental breakdown. The mother said she told officers that her son, who has Asperger's, needed to be transported to the hospital for treatment. This is how to deal with people with mental health issues. So, you call them, and they're supposed to come out and be able to de-escalate a situation using the most minimal force possible, Barton told KUTV. Said, he's unarmed, he doesn't have anything, he just gets mad and he starts yelling and screaming. He's a kid, he's trying to get attention, he doesn't know how to regulate, Barton said. Get breaking news delivered to your less than 5 minutes after the officers arrived. Barton, who waited outside, heard get down on the ground, and several gunshots were heard, she told KUTV. Barton said she thought her son was dead. The officers didn't immediately say if he was dead or not, she said. Her son was then handcuffed, Barton told KUTV. The Salt Lake City Police Department is investigating the shooting, according to Barton. She told KUTV the incident occurred on the first day she had returned to work in a year. She can't be away from her son because he has bad separation anxiety. Trending news. In a statement to KUTV, SLCPD Sergeant Keith Horrocks said police were called to the area for a report of a violent psych issue involving a juvenile having a mental episode and making threats to some folks with a weapon. Horrocks said the shooting happened shortly after 10 p.m. and left the boy in serious condition. Horrocks said he knew of no indication that there was a weapon found but didn't know for sure. In statement to KUTV, Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall said, while the full details of this incident are yet to be released as an investigation takes place, I will say that I am thankful this young boy is alive and no one else was injured. No matter the circumstances, what happened on Friday night is a tragedy and I expect this investigation to be handled swiftly and transparently for the sake of everyone involved. In the KUTV interview, Barton said her son is a small child. Why didn't you just tackle him? He's a baby. He has mental issues, she said.
Okay, here my point. It fucked up how it did not end up on international news. And here a comment that I think would describe.
Calling a bunch of untrained donut-glazed idiots for help. When they are trained more to kill than actually help. This is the result.
And also, it's the fault of the mom. It's exactly the fault of the mom, too. My point is that autistic, we get treated whack shit. And that boy was not going out for attention. Something was hurting him. Some autistic are very sensitive to probably noise, light, and any other gene. And the mom probably couldn't understand and been, oh, why could he be a neurotypical? This is what I'll be on about. People like that and them cops are a danger to an autistic. This is why we need to get our voice out there. Stop shit like this from happening. But yeah, but yeah, it's something we need to stop from happening. And we've been working hard, but Jacqueline, that matter really did not understand autistics. And those cops, they did the wrong thing and they tried to flip it around saying he had a weapon. That pretty bad. And ironically, if it was a black boy, it would have been all over the news. And I'm not flipping. If it was a black guy or a black boy, that would be all over news. For people who don't know, the news are creating hate, and it's awful. But because it was a white boy, it did not end up on international news. So that is saying the news station are not being honest. So if it's on news on TV, don't believe it. But yeah, I just don't want to go deeper in that because it is spiral and something that I do not want to go down. But yeah, but I hope one day we can change the way people think. We've been working on it and we've been getting there. It's been a little bit hard, but yeah, it's crazy. Now, let's get to my fiance Valeria itself. Also, yes, my fiance Vel, she is safe. She is being safe, and you gotta already know about how bad it is over there with the wildfires in the west, with in California and all that. But she is safe and doing well, really great. But let's get to the articles from today. You guys already know I do my fiance stuff toward the end of the live stream anyway.
Apologies for not posting much singing videos here. I am currently undergoing such roasty life now. Long before quarantine started, I started to feel lost of interest doing things I loved. Looking into the darker sides of life, I simply said this, I just belong to me.
Mm-hmm. I understand how my fiance feel. You do go through that. But if you keep on looking forward and don't look back, you'll go through and it's like this song. I can't remember the name of it. But you'll get through it, and it'll be better for it, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah. My fiance Val is a strong person, I'll be honest. And we all go through this at a point in our life or somewhere. But yeah, it when we look forward, we are doing great. But yeah. Also, just one from a year ago, but it's good.
Autism Awareness Month is fast approaching. This photo shows my simplicity in showing what is life living with autism to me. Living autism to me is both a happy ride and a roller coaster ride. Happy ride where uniqueness is the word to describe to my persona as a person with autism. While roller coaster ride represent challenges like rejections, discrimination, and obscurities as a person living with autism. Those roller coaster rides are really inevitable and unavoidable if that's the case. Living with autism sometimes gave me anxiety since I have trouble to speak about my autism because of fearing of losing friends and losing my career and most of all losing the trust that other people has given me until the truth about autism comes out from me after seeing me being autistic more than they expected. I just realized that any people had respect me, encouraged me and most of all rose me from my deathbed full of insomnia and painful grief. Sometimes I have task avoidance in what others told me to do, but at the end of the day, I never regret to take their command and take it as a challenge. What I learned as a person with autism is patience is life because not all people can understand and not all of them would listen to you. Instead of following their cold-blooded personalities, be different and be a positive example no matter how hard it is. Do it the hardest way. That will take gains and pains to master that. Even a person with autism can have a humble pie too. Also, having crushes like celebrity crushes, college crushes, and choir crushes are normal too because they are a source of inspiration to me as a person with autism. People will find me annoying because of being autistic. All I can say is they don't know me at all. They don't understand me, they don't know how I feel if I'm being treated like crap. But at the end, who's gonna win and who's gonna lose? Being a person with autism is also maintaining a fighting spirit to all challenges. Maintaining a strong personality and most of all maintaining a humble heart at the same time. That should also put to practice and work together harmoniously. One thing I want to do for my advocacy and to my autism community is be the best leader with such talent that God has given me, and it shall not be limited to my first love, and that's performing, but also in communicating with the world by preaching the gospel of Christ. Dealing with special needs through encouragement is really biblical, ya know. My first love of all is the Lord who guided me through the course of my life living with autism. And I wanted to be the source of courage by people with or without autism through my stories, and this is what I will do until my last words and my last drop of blood. My advocacy for autism will be my priority at the same time. 3. For me, encouragement is really the medicine of success, and sometimes uncomfortable circumstances comes up. Keep moving forward to avoid unfriendly destruction. If autism is a threat to you, you're wrong. Think again. Autism is nothing to be afraid of, it is something to be inspired of. My definition of autism. Authenticity is person with such unique life. Understanding about the meaning of life. Tenacious to what goals in mind and in life for a good direction. Invincibility to fearful threats towards people's judgment. Sufficient to an open mind and heart. Miraculous example to the community and to the world. This photo's effect is black and white because it was my strong photo effect both in real life and in the photo. N.
But that was from my lovely fiance, Valvaria. Well, I found motivating to that part. I would change it from autism to autistic. But you gotta get the point what she is saying. I find it very amazing. Now let's go to the last one from Instagram.
Smiling face with smiling eyes. Disclaimer. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Taken from my Facebook status post on October 7, 2018. However, in honor of the Hope Writer's Guide questions provided, there will be additional texts added to fit in with the guide questions for proper relevance. Smiling face with sunglasses. How do words, whether mine or ones I've read, cultivate courage within your work? Face with Pinocchio nose, and small frown. Face with Pinocchio nose, and small frown. Who says autism is a threat? Not everyone was educated about autism, especially in the Philippines. Autism can be a threat to some because they didn't know its contrary side of it. They were threatened because people with autism are different than themselves. I understand their feelings towards them, but they didn't remember nor feel the consequences out of their insensitive actions they did on a person with autism. Now I'm telling y'all that every action has consequences, good or bad. We people with autism are not a threat, it's just that we have different kind of approach of our way of living. We people with autism have also the mysterious sides. Why? We can do the impossible that others won't do. Well, I don't need to over-elaborate. I'll just let you see and believe it. To be continued on the next post on courage. Hope brighter life.
Mm-hmm. And that was from my old fiance, Velbaria. Mm. And here are the second post to get to. So, 1 minute, guys. Copy. That will be the blog post we talked about for today. Because I do gotta be at work at 11, and I gotta get ready around 10. But yeah.
Valberia Official. Day 2 Word Prompt Courage. Continuation. My personal feat as a person with autism. Passion test. You all saw me as a talented kid in performing, but I came to such realization that I was more than a talented face. Musically, I didn't realize that I can learn something more than singing in genres, but also in other languages and vocal styles. I also have passions in other things I love. I have passion for video blogging, website making, traveling, photography, modeling, diplomacy, and possibly passion for such culture appreciation with minor appreciation on foreign policy. And oh, I forgot one thing, diplomacy. I'm slowly adopting of having interest in painting, calligraphy, and interior designing because of my love for reading magazines about room decorations. Other things. Learning languages growing up, as a kid listening to French songs, watching Spanish soap operas, Chinese dramas, and even Japanese doramas with Korean language dramas too. It made me expand my knowledge in learning languages. In high school, I learned German, Russian, and Ukrainian through self-learning and continued to learn foreign languages in a basic levels in college, where I learned Italian, French, German, and Spanish, where I learned them for classical singing. During quarantine, I discovered something that came to my attention to learn Afrikaans language through an online language site after watching this inspirational movie called Verse 10, Stir for the second time, in which was the first movie I've watched in that language. One thing I've learned was doing something that makes you happy would even go a long way to inspire others in being free of doing what they love. Camera with Flash Sergei Sergenko. Copyright signed 2016. To be continued on the next post on courage.
You know what? We can do one more. Also, another train is going by. My fiance is the reason why I do what I do. She is amazing for, and she knows actually 27 languages now. Oh, that right. She have not posted the next one yet. We're going to wait for next post. But yeah, there is a train going by right now. You probably can hear it in the background. But yeah, it's crazy. But my fiance is a motivational person. And ironically, I was kind of the one who started getting her a little bit more into art. So, yeah, if you guys can remember. Now, it's been almost a year since I did artwork because of the big screw I had last year, but I'm thinking about getting back into artwork, but yeah. I also moved my lamp that from near the door. There. I got my work uniform right there, so yeah. But might be a long train going by. But yeah, it's just crazy. But my fiance, it one who motivated me a lot. And I wouldn't be where I am without her. I would not be here today if it were not for her. So, yeah. And I'm glad I met my fiance, Val. She is an amazing person, I'll be honest. But a wonderful one. But, yeah. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I really do. I hope everybody having a great day. My prayer go out for people in the Midwest for a wildfire, and I hope my fiance being safe because of what's been going on over there. And I hope you guys enjoy the content. And I hope everyone you have a great day. And I will talk to you guys later. Signing out. Bye, guys.